Good morning, everybody. This is a presentation on a joint paper. Professor Antonia Mora from Lisbon, University of Lisbon, and me, I am Immaculada Colomina from University Carlos III in Madrid. Let me say, before I start, I'm going to do put the topic into the historical context. We are going to talk about language educational policies in Catalonia during the democracy. Myself, I am a Catalan, born and raised in Barcelona. I'm a historian and an anthropologist. And this is also a very hot topic now in my country. For me, it hurts sometimes to talk about it. And very controversial. Let me tell you that this is the beginning of the research. The research, in fact, Antonia is going to talk more about it. It's going to start on Monday. Professor Antonia Mora, she's going to Barcelona. She's going to explain to you. So, and the paper is based on this research. So we are beginning in the first steps of our research. Before we start, I have a little bit of a geography of the Catalan area where Catalan is spoken today. So this is the linguistic area. It's not only spoken in Catalonia. It's spoken in southern France, in Alghero, in Sardinia, a city called Alghero, and Spain, and a small country in the Pyrenees called Andorra, which Catalan is the main and the official language. It's the only one in Andorra. So we have Catalan spoken in 4 countries. So this is how is the Catalan now. It is not a dialect, it's a language spoken by 10 million people. So we can see here, Catalan is in the second group. So it's not so minority, 10 million people. Yes. Now we go into the historical context. Just a little bit of history. So this again is not a political map, it's a linguistic map. But we can see in year 1000, Catalan is only spoken in the northern part. We had the Moors and the Arabs in the south. And now here in the second map is the year 2000, is the map that we have seen before, where the Catalan is spoken now. So let me see. In Catalonia, during the 11th, 20th, and 13th century, it was a Mediterranean power, superpower. We had colonies all over the Mediterranean. We were traders, Catalan were traders, the same as Italian, and the Barcelona port was a very, very important port in the Mediterranean. What happened in the 15th century, which is my point here? In century Spain, as we know Spain now, was formed, 15th century, with the Catholic kings. No. Catalonia becomes part of Spain, and we expelled the Jews from Spain, and we cleaned all Spain, and now Catalonia is under the Spanish umbrella in the 15th century. We had invasions because, of course, we have borders with France. Sometimes we became part from the French Empire. Sometimes we were Spaniards, but usually we have been Spaniards. Let me jump into the 19th century. What happened in the 19th century is that we had a small bourgeois, very powerful, very few people, but very rich, not a big number of families, but they were very rich and very powerful, very proud of their origins. So they wanted to know more about the Catalan identity, and they wanted to construct a national literature, and they sustain literary production. And it is in this time where we have this newspaper. It was founded in 1902. There is a cultural renaissance of Catalan language because of these bourgeois that they made their money with American trade, and these bourgeois also made money with the Industrial Revolution. And they were founding research project and cultural project on Catalonia and the Catalan identity. So this paved the way to the beginning of the century. Within this scenario of cultural renaissance, we have new theological pedagogical movements. The new pedagogical movements were pioneering education. 1898, the Scuola Nova, and 1901, the Scuola Moderna, so the modern school. Ferrer Guardia was the father of the modern school. He was executed because he was an anarchist, and of course, the schools he founded were liberal, very free-thinking style against the church, who had the control for centuries and centuries of the curricula, and they didn't like these new theories. Let me tell you that by that time, Maria Montessori in Italy founded her school that was in Rome in 1906. And Waldorf, the Waldorf school, also was founded in 1919 in Germany, but the first one was in Catalonia. And here I would like to mention this photo is in Manhattan, because the ideas of Ferrer Guardia were exported to Brazil and to America, other countries. And this is the modern school in New York, in Manhattan. This school was opened in 1911 until 1953 was open. And then I call this slide ups and downs. So we had a dictatorship, and Catalan was out of the picture, totally banned, only for family use. Of course, all the Ferrer Guardia schools were closed and everything was out of the picture. And then we have in 1931 elections, and we have an statute of autonomy. So Catalan is raising again, and it's declared an official language in Spain. So we have new policy, and in an administration is official. After the Civil War, with the defeat of the democratic government, we have a dictatorship of almost 40 years. And also, again, Catalan is out of the picture again, totally banned. And to finish, let me just translate what is saying here. Si eres español, habla español. So if you're a Spaniard, speak Spanish. You don't need to speak Catalan, because Catalan and Reds are not persons, no, are not human beings. The other one, hable bien, speak properly, be a patriot, don't be a barbar. Is from a gentleman that you talk our language. That means Castilian, not Spanish, Castilian. That is to be a patriot. Viva España, and the discipline. We are in a military regime, and our country of Cervantes. Arriba España, up Spain. Okay, the other one is from the mess, because sermones in Catalan, no. So that's the priest, when you go to the church, the priest is needs to talk in Spanish. So it was because the regime, the new regime after the war, was supported by the church and the military. And we can see in these flyers from this is from 1940, 1941. So this is it, thank you. And after Franco died, we enter the transition and then the democracy. And my colleague is gonna talk about democracy. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Antonia. I'm from Institute of Education in Lisbon, Portugal. The second part of this presentation is about the linguistic normalization and literary education from the beginning of the democratic period in 1978 with the publication of the Constitution. The new Constitution guarantees the right to autonomy and coordinate the state in 17 autonomous communities. First, I will present a short introduction to literary education in democratic Spain, Then I will focus on the case of Catalonia. And finally, I will tell you the next steps of the research that start next Monday in the University of Barcelona, funded by the Cost Action. With the new organization into autonomous communities, educational competencies were decentralized. The autonomous communities with their own languages have the right and obligation to teach their languages and show their literary traditions. During the educational decentralization between 1980 and 2000, there was a promotion of regional identity with the detriment of a broader cultural education landscape. In this map, you can see the 17 autonomous communities. The 14 autonomous communities without a second official language will only know a literary history, the National Castilian Literary History. There is no real linguistic inclusion or literary recognition of the other Spanish languages. At the same time, the school programs and textbooks from Catalan, Galician, and Basque have also a local or nationalist approach to literary history. There is no coexistence of the different Hispanic languages and cultures, literatures in this case. There are different literary education that support different identities to reinforce the political and economic independence offered by the decentralization. The Generalitat of Catalonia was restored in 1977. Generalitat is the institutional system organized by the autonomous community of Catalonia. The new democratic system allowed the transfer of educational functions and services to Catalonia in 1980 to integrate the nationalism previously considered peripheral. Article 3 of the Constitution configures linguistic pluralism. This implies that Catalonia, both Spanish and Catalan, are considered official languages. For this reason, Catalan and Spanish are considered two vehicular and teaching languages from 1983. Accordingly to the educational law until 2006, literature can be used as a means of connection with each own culture and for the relationship with other cultures. In 2006, the new Statute of Autonomy established Catalan as a language of standard and preferential use in Catalonia and a vehicular language for learning and teaching. That condition of preference must be shared with Spanish. In 2010, the Constitutional Court declared unconstitutional the preference of Catalan over Castilian. The non-adoption of these measures continues to create an uncomfortable situation in Catalan and Spanish society that has been aggravating since the Procés Català started in 2012. Events and facts developed since have the objective of achieving self-determination and independence from Spain. Various associations denounce the instrumentalization of classroom by the separatists and demand that the school be a neutral space outside of politics. Catalan autonomy is excluding the use of the Spanish language and its cultural identity. The historical oppressed community today censor the language and cultural identity of the historical oppressors. From next Monday, during the short-term scientific mission to the University of Barcelona, I will try to answer this and other question. What is happening in Catalan schools? What use is being made of compulsory monolingualism in Catalan? Can we talk about instrumentalization of schools in Catalonia? What role do school manuals used in classroom play throughout this period? What vision of Spain and Catalonia is being transmitted in Catalan classrooms? And finally, the other questions. Is the teaching of literature used to convey an idea of identity and place in the world? What literary canon is proposed in the Catalan school program and textbooks? What happened to a student for other places and identity realities? Thank you so much.
Thank you.